Hello guys, it has been a minute since you've seen me. I am in a GR Corolla. Oh, this thing is wicked already. It feels in size just like a Fiesta ST. Oh man. Ooh, I like the engine noises. This is my first time ever driving this car, so you know, excuse any time I'm like, ooh, oh, that's the, oh my gosh, this turn-in is crazy. So thank you to Chris, the owner. Wow, this is incredible. Thank you to Chris, the owner. Recently picked up, this is a core model with the performance pack, so LSD front and rear. He recommended 50/50, so we are in the 50/50 mode, which is, I guess, the track mode. And I can tell right away, this is just ripped up. Oh my gosh, and this is on factory everything. Oh, the boost. Oh my goodness. It is just like my Fiesta ST. I will say, thankfully, not like the Fiesta ST. I'm not sitting super high. You do sit a little higher up, but it's honestly, I come from a GR86 and this is pretty close. Wow. Dude, the torque down low is great. Brakes are there, the turn-in. Wow, this is incredible. Oh man. So I would always complain when I had my Fiesta that they should have made a Fiesta RS along with the Focus RS. And dude, this is a Fiesta RS. Wow, the size for me is perfect. This is for someone that always has really light cars, really tiny cars. I sat in an FK8, I've driven FK8s, and they are just too big. I know this car gets compared to the FL5 often. That's pretty much because they're in a similar price point. They're running similar lap times and all that. But man, this is way more comfortable in terms of size. Wow. Oh, it just wants to go. You can tell driving this that it feels so special. That is something you immediately notice when you get in this. You can tell it is Toyota through and through. It's not half Toyota, half Subaru, or half BMW, half Toyota. It is Toyota through and through. It feels special. It's like getting in an Evo, which if you've ever driven an Evo, you know what I'm talking about, where you get in it and it feels like you're driving something unique, something that people want, and that you're not going to see that often. And man, oh my goodness, this just wants to go up here. I would have no clue. If you told me this was 3,250 pounds, I would say you're lying and that you just put ballast in the trunk, because this thing feels like it weighs 3,000 maybe? I mean, my 8.6 is 2,780, 2,780 pounds, and this, I mean, it feels not far off that weight. Wow. The grip in the middle of the corner is insane. Wow. Oh, that guy was wheeling past me. What a champion. This thing doesn't do wheelies, but it just about does everything else. I feel so comfortable in this car. Wow. Now, I will say, gripes with the car. Everyone and their mother has complained about the interior quality. You have to keep in mind, Toyota built this from scratch. The money that you're paying for this partially went into the R&D for this all-wheel drive system that they got out of the Yaris, and this engine development and everything else, and making this work. And you know what? I'm fine with that. If a car gets to drive like this and have, say, we'll call it subpar compared to something like an FL5 or a Golf R. Everyone knows part of the reason everyone likes the Golf R is because it's the adult hatchback, do-it-all race car fun thing. This is like an Evo. I've never met anybody that bought an Evo 1 through an Evo 10 for the interior. Everybody buys them for the driving experience. This is what the Evo 10 should have been. This is unreal. I'm not getting kickback from the all-wheel drive system. I don't have any overheating warnings, because a lot of people, when they were driving the Focus RS, you were getting all these overheating warnings because this has a clutch pack rear-wheel drive diff. That it's not necessarily a diff, but it's a clutch pack that helps control the all-wheel drive split. And in the Focus RS, whenever people put them in drift mode, people were overheating the rear diffs and causing them to go in front-wheel drive mode. And I'm having zero issues with this. There's a video of a guy launching one, sits on first gear for like 5 seconds and just launches it and decouples it. But I just don't truly believe that that is something, a couple of my friends over there, I don't believe that that is something that is worth noting, because that is abuse, in my opinion, and doing something that I just don't think the car is meant to do. It's meant to be driven on a road like this. And it is so at home on this road. The grip is mind-boggling. The brakes are right there. I have some aftermarket brake fluid in my 8.6 and some aftermarket brake pads. This doesn't feel that far off. The car feels so light on its feet. I genuinely, if I drove this right behind or in front of a Type R, not chasing them, but actually driving the cars, you put me in a Type R and then you put me in this, I will say 10 times out of 10 that Type R is 200 pounds heavier, when in reality, especially with the FL5, it's 100 pounds lighter. But I mean, who would tell, man? This thing feels like it weighs, this is like a Miata. This is like an Evo Miata. The torque is right there. You don't absolutely have to rev it out. It feels right at home up here. And it's not too stiff. Chris, the owner, was talking about for daily driving how it may be a little bit more on the stiff side. But honestly, this is perfect. It's very comparable to Fiesta ST in the ride quality, but it is nothing like a Fiesta ST in the engine and drivetrain department. This thing wants to dance. Speaking of Fiestas, this car wants to party. I have never driven an all-wheel drive car that wants to behave like this. I mean, I am blown away. Oh, the brakes are there, the grip is there, the je ne sais quoi that makes the car special, that trait that you can't put numbers on, is there. And you know what, Toyota, you did this right. I had my withholdings about the car. I was worried about the clutch pack based all-wheel drive rear diff. I was worried about that. I wasn't sure if it was something that would be a consistent issue. But honestly, Toyota, you have built an incredible car. And guys, don't pay your markups. If you can get these for MSRP, whether it's a core with the performance pack or a circuit, I would absolutely 100% without a doubt take this over a Type R. For especially coming up here, oh, this is well worth it. There goes one of my buddies in his Supra. Speaking of Toyota base cars, oh man, this feels so special. This is something that you can drive around, and it's not like a Supra or an 8.6 where you're gonna go to a car show or you're gonna go to your local like Walmart, McDonald's, whatever, and expect to see a bunch of kids taking pictures when you come back out. This is something where you can drive it every day, and this is the underdog. This is the car that you can drive and kind of sneak around a little bit with, and absolutely just pack a punch when you need to. I am so impressed with this car. I'm not overheating a single thing. I'm looking right now. This car is pretty much just telling me, man, we were having fun. Let's keep going. Massive thank you to Chris. This car absolutely blew my expectations away. I have never driven a car that feels this unique, other than probably fully built R32 Skyline, which I've reviewed, where just you feel the soul of the car, or something like an Evo, where, I mean, you hop in and you say, okay, this thing is unique, this thing is special. I know I'm driving something that hasn't been, what are we doing up here, guys? We're just hanging out in the middle of the road? You know, I know that I'm driving something special. I know that this is unique. And I know that I do not want to stop driving this thing. But I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're even considering a GR Corolla and you do mountain driving, you go to the track every now and then, I would take this over a Civic. This feels so special. I've driven multiple Type Rs. They're cool, but they're no GR Corolla. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.